Well, a recent Ipsos Reid poll found that a quarter of Canadians say they love the cold of winter, a statistic I really don't understand. But about 30% of us can't stand it and would prefer to be sunning ourselves in the Caribbean. Yes. Well, today Andrew Blackwood joins us to help those of us who struggle with winter to find a way to cope. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're going to solve this for us, right?
Well, you know, I will do my part.
Well, you are a family, okay, let me get this right, individual, couple, and family coach.
That's
so
right.
Your specialty is coaching people to deal with things. And I just want you to start, because I'm part of the problem. I cannot stand winter, and I just want to show you a picture that kind of sums up my feelings about winter. I saw this last week. Let's take a look at that. And it really sums up my feeling. The air hurts my face. Why am I living where the air hurts my face?
You know, I've probably asked myself that question too, because I'm like you, and I don't enjoy the cold at all.
No.
At all.
And you know what? You and I are complaining, and yet we're living in one of the warmest provinces in the entire country, which kind of makes us wimps, I'd say, right?
But you know what? We have options. We have lots of options. That's why I tell people one of the things to do is be prepared. We know that winter's coming. Right? So let's not wait till, you know, we're frozen to say, okay, I need a plan, right? Figure out what a routine works for you. Get your favorite movies, right? Arm yourself with the perfect company. Start exercising before, right? It gets into the heart of winter, so you have a routine so you can keep your energy up.
And how does that routine help? Is it just so that we don't fall into despair? Is this really what you're telling me?
Well, exactly. Yeah, the more prepared you are mentally as well as physically and emotionally and spiritually, it will carry you a lot further.
Okay, and then what else can we do?
Well, I definitely encourage people to remember that feelings are not facts, right? You might feel like winter is never gonna end.
Last winter, I was feeling that way. How
Exactly.
about you? Like, seriously, it was awful.
It just seems like it grows longer and longer and longer. But the fact is, it will come to an end. Right?
Summer must come.
It will come, at least spring, right? You know, it's around the corner. And, you know, just because you feel like you can't do something or you don't have enough energy doesn't mean that that's true.
So if I feel like I need to eat carbs all the time to deal with the cold, that is a lie.
That is not true. I mean, everybody has different bodies, so you got to figure out what works for you. But some people, you know, warm soups, that helps, that, you know, it can be healthy, which is also the third point. Like, how do you eat?
Yeah.
Eating really makes a difference, having enough fruit and vegetables, you know, and, you know, trying to stay away from, you know, a lot of sugar-based things because it will give you that high and then let you down. Right, so I like soups. They really help me.
Yeah, soups are great actually,
Yeah.
and I know people do have that. They just want to go inside, take a comforter, turn on the television, be on the couch, and just eat carbs.
Yes.
And sleep and don't exercise. I mean,
Right.
that's when you say feelings aren't facts. That's actually kind of what our body is telling us in a way, but our body is not telling us what's good for us.
Well, it's a little tricky because sometimes your body kind of can tell you, it can give you some, you know, some clues or some kind of inklings about what it might need, but we want to balance that with some really good information.
Okay, and so your next point is about community.
Yes, it's so important to remember that even though you feel like you're alone and that you have to do this thing by yourself, and you might think that the best thing to do is stay by yourself and hibernate,
Yes.
I think the opposite is true. Because so many people feel the same way. Why not plan to connect with somebody, whether it's by text or by phone, have some people come over. You might not feel energized, but sometimes meeting with people and the right people will help bring that energy back to you.
It's just getting over that hump too, right? Because the thing about not going out is not that you don't want to see people, it's that you don't want to have to get in your cold car, put on your coat and your boots and your scarf, and it's just so much work, and then freeze all the way there. And then if you're going out at night, when you come home at midnight or whatever, it's even worse, right?
Right. So you want to do as much planning as possible. Right? You can plan to try to get out in the warmer parts of the cold day, right? Or even just ensuring that you have something that you're really looking forward to.
The whole time we're talking about this, I seriously feel like the rest of Canada is laughing right now because I travel all across the country in the dead of winter, and I come back and I'm like, I have nothing to complain about, seriously. And Canadians are so hardy. You know, like going outside, I have to face what, like minus 15, and they're facing minus 40.
40, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And some people, they enjoy like winter sports. I think it's great. If that works for you, do it, right? Some people want to kind of just get enough shelter and cover so that they can get into the gym. If that's what works, that, hey, all the more power to you.
I know some people really love the winter. I do not understand them, but I do tell them to stop praying for more snow. Seriously,
Right,
that needs to
right.
stop now.
I agree. I agree. Totally agree.
Okay, what's your next point?
Well, I also think it's really important to know when you need formal support that moves just beyond a friend checking in or in addition to a friend checking in. So if this is your second or third winter where you've kind of felt that way, or if you're having any kind of self-harming thoughts or suicidal thoughts, if you're not able to sleep, those are some kind of indications, as well as if you're unable to work. Those are indications that you really want to connect with, whether it's your family doctor or a professional or a counselor, therapist.
So, some people obviously hate winter like me and you, but also you're talking more about seasonal affective disorder as well. About 2 to 3% of the population experience that, and that's actually really a condition, right? That needs attention, I guess.
Yeah, certainly.
And what about light therapy? Do you, some people, especially with SAD, seasonal affective disorder, they actually, buy the lights and do that therapy.
I can only say what I've heard about it, and some people find it works for them. So I think that goes back to step one, right? Be prepared. If you found something that works for you, keep it going. And if you haven't found something, you want to try things and, again, get the recommendation from your doctor, especially if that's a significant concern for you.
One of the things I liked about your suggestions was about light, just making sure that you open up all the windows in your house.
It makes a difference.
When you're hibernating, you kind of like shut everything down, right?
Right.
What does the light do for us in the winter?
Well, I mean, there's the aspect of vitamin D, getting that energy, even the warmth. I mean, it really does impact your mood. There's a world outside your house, right? Outside that room that's still happening. There's still lots of things out there to participate in, lots of things to see. Nature's beautiful things, beautiful birds. I mean, sometimes even just looking at the snow, it's not only a frightening effect that it can have, right? It can also be quite beautiful.
Actually, I must admit, I have been driving sometimes where there's that fluffy snow and every tree, it looks like Disney, it's just beautiful. I agree, there's lots of beauty out there. And I think your advice about establishing a routine is important because, especially on those days that are really short, when the sun's going down at 4 o'clock, you feel like you need to go to bed. Like your body's saying your day's done, go to bed, which is why a lot of people just spend their time sitting on the couch waiting for their bedtime.
Right. And
actually exercising is hard.
And some people nap, right, too early, which then
throws
disrupts
off
their sleep
schedule.
cycle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think these are all great tips. I don't think it's ever going to make me love winter. Do you have any tips that'll make me love winter?
Well, you know what? Hot chocolate, right? Things like that, things that you enjoy, your favorite winter movies, your favorite music, right? Your favorite people, right? It's a time of year that can be very, very nostalgic in some senses, but also very life-giving, right?
I actually do have to confess one thing about winter. I do like the idea. Sometimes I'll set a goal for myself just for winter to say, you know what? Everything outside is awful anyway, so we're just going to focus on getting fit over these 3 months because there's nothing else to do. Or, I don't know, somehow there's something about it that it's like hard, so I'm going to do something hard along with it. Whereas in the summer, I just want to be out, enjoying. So
it is a good time to prepare. It certainly is.
It's true. There's something good about that. Well, thank you so much for your advice.
Pleasure.
There's your advice on how to survive winter. My advice is go somewhere warm. If you can work it out anyway, that'd be the best thing to do.